And Westlake wins the toss with the control. And now the lob immediately down low, going up strong, and count the basket for K.J. Adams from his point guard, Ian Moat. Moat goes immediately with the lob pass. We've seen it on a number of opportunities on the opening possession of the game when Westlake manages to win the toss. They go right to the lob down low with KJ. He went up, scored, and the and one is good. So 3 points right off the bat here for KJ. On the feed from Moat. 3-0 Westlake. Jaden Finley will bring the ball across the timeline. Now back over to Brooks. Now back to Finley. Again, we talked about the size mismatch. Both backcourt guards are 5'9". Now with the basketball is Swindell. Dribble drives down the left lane, kicks it out here to Finley. Finley with a bounce pass over to Marcel Bryant, who drives the baseline. And that shot altered by K.J. Adams. And now a transition opportunity. Nielsen gets it over to Moat. Moat raises up right on the right block, puts up the shot, and flexes for the crowd as Moat drops his first field goal. It's 5-0 Westlake. Now Bryant feeds Fiver. Now kicks it over to Finley. Finley with a bounce pass. It goes off his own foot over to Swindell. Swindell drives into the high left elbow. Nothing there. Now kicks it over to the top of the arc to Bryant. Now over to Finley. Finley trying to give it up here on the baseline and does to Ryan Brooks. Brooks will reset. Good defense there for Westlake in the half court. Just underway, 6:45 left of the first quarter. By district championship, the 4-seed Cedar Ridge from 25-6A with a 11-14 record and a 7-7 record in district 25-6A play. Finley with a basketball on the left wing, still looking down low. Now banging down on the glass with Preston Clark is Ryan Brooks, and Brooks scores the first points for Cedar Ridge. It's a 5-2 run to start things off here in the first quarter. K.J. Adams dribbling, looking for a Preston Clark screen, backs up, fires up a three-pointer from the left wing. That one is no good. Rebound offensively for Westlake. Goes from Clark to Mankel to KJ. Adams now kicks it over to Nielsen, back over to the left wing. Good motion offense here as Mankel looking to create some space for Preston Clark. Fires up a three-point shot. That one just no good off the back iron. And then Preston alters the rebound for Swindell and pokes it out of bounds. So Swindell will inbound here for Cedar Ridge. Cedar Ridge in the purple and white, moving left to right as you picture it in your mind's eye if you're listening on the Westlake Shap app or westlakeshaps.com. And, of course, if you're watching the live stream provided by the Shap Club, there's a steal on the other end, and it's knocked out of bounds by Cade Mankel, who takes some of the scorer's table with him as a padding comes off there. Excellent hustle there by Cade Mankel. So Swindell will inbound here at the half court. Kick it into the back court to Finley. Finley calling out plays, D'd up by Mankel in this 2-1-2 look defensively here. Now Swindell trying to rotate over to Finley on the left wing. Everybody staying put. Now dribble driving towards the post. Finley kicks it back out here to William Fivery, who gives it off to Swindell. Back to Fivery. Fivery fires up a three-point shot, banks it in as Fivery is on the board here. And just like that, it's a tie ball game. 5-5 in the opening 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this one. The bi-district championship here in 6A basketball. Now driving in the lane is Moat. Moat kicks it over to Nielsen. Nielsen for a three-pointer from the corner, and he drills it. And just like that, it's an 8-5 lead for Westlake. Coming across the timeline, Finley gets it over to Swindell. Swindell a dribble with the left hand at the top of the arc, waiting for a little help, doesn't get it, swings it over to Finley. Finley now driving towards the baseline, taking Mankel on, fires up a shot with the left hand. That one is no good, just outside the block. Transition opportunity here for Mankel as Nielsen feeds him. He puts up the layup with the right hand and sneaks it in there. Does Cade Mankel. Mankel on the board with his first field goal on the layup in transition. It's a 10-5 lead, right back up to where we were a moment ago. So both teams trading 5-0 runs here, halfway through the first quarter. Now down low, good opportunity here for post play as Bryant tries to give it up here to Ryan Brooks. Now Nielsen takes it away. Nielsen with a flash pass to K.J. Adams on the left block. He goes up strong, doesn't have a shot, but he is fouled and will go to the line. So Ernest Swindell picks up his first personal foul. That is the second team foul. And KJ is 1 of 1, had the and one to start the game off. He has 3 points in the ball game, make it 4. We'll have another shot at it. KJ Adams, a 73% free throw shooter in his senior campaign, ahead of his future in college basketball for the Kansas Jayhawks. And he drops that one in. KJ with now 5 points in the ball game. 12-5, largest lead for Westlake here in the first quarter. 4:05 to play. Finley swinging it over here to Fivery. Fivery operating up another three-point shot. That one no good. Nielsen pulls down the rebound from the left block. Gets it across to KJ Adams. Adams over to Moat. Moat stepped back, thought about a three-pointer, then gave it up to KJ on the left wing. Now some space issues here for Westlake offensively, and they'll reset with Moat at the top. Moat just inside the label, looking to take on the screen from Clark. Try to get by Swindell. He does. Fires up a shot here. No, he's going to pass it, dumping it off to Nielsen, who is open. Clark skies for the offensive rebound. Can't hold on to it, but Mankel can, and leaves Moat wide open for a three-pointer. That one no good off the back iron. Another offensive rebound. KJ Adams comes away with it. He drives into the corner, frees up Clark. Another three-point shot. That one rims out. Another offensive rebound by Mankel. Mankel kicks it over to KJ Adams, and it's tipped out of bounds by Fivery. And it will be Westlake basketball. Wow. Connor McManus will check in for Nielsen. The 6'4" junior guard started the majority of the year last year, has been bothered by injury here and there, had some concussion protocol, so he's checked into the ball game. Lob pass from Moat out to Preston Clark, who lobs it right back in down low. Turnaround right at the rim about 4 feet away is KJ Adams, and Adams couldn't get it to collect as he was fighting through the double team, and the ball kind of slipped out of his hand, just couldn't get control of the shot, and he winds up kicking out of bounds on the offensive rebound. It will be Cedar Ridge basketball with 3:13 to play in the first quarter. Now Fivery gets it over to Bryant. Bryant dumps it off here to Jordan Stone, who's checked into the ball game for the Raiders. Back over to Jaden Finley. Finley trying to take Mankel off the left side, doesn't have it. Back over to Bryant. Now back and low to Jordan Stone. Bryant going in. That shot deflected, and it deflects right into the hands of Finley. Finley driving into the lane, doesn't have a shot. This is going to be a traveling violation, as he thought he might be able to elevate. He was in the lane with two other Shaps defensively. Clark checks out, and Nakari Gahan checks into the ballgame, the 6'8" senior forward, shooting 57% from the field, averaging just over 7.5 points per ballgame, 4 rebounds per ballgame, also has 13 blocks in the 2020-2021 campaign. KJ coming across the timeline, dumps off to Mankel, now down low to Gahan. Gahan trying to draw a double team, doesn't come his way. Swings it around to McManus, to Mankel, to Adams, now back over to Moat. Spot up three-pointer from the left wing, just off the front iron. Pulling down the rebound in the open court is Jaron Brown, who's also checked in for the Raiders. Jordan Stone trying to work his way against to the top of the elbow. Good defense there by McManus. Now back over to Fivery. Fivery with 3 of the 5 points, drives into the lane, hangs there, puts up a runner, and that one falls for William Fivery. He has 5 points in the game. It's 12-7 Westlake with 2:05 to play here in the first quarter. Moat comes across the timeline on the right side of the logo. Calls out the play here. Gets it over to McManus. McManus on the left wing, now feeds Moat in the corner, now into the post. Good ball movement here to Gahan. Gahan goes up strong. Bryant fouls him. So no shot there as the collision happened on the way up for Gahan. And they're actually going to call the foul on William Fivery. So that's the third team foul. And first personal foul as Gahan strides to the line. He's a 50% shooter from the charity stripe, and he misses the front end as Jaden Greathouse will check in. Swindell's back in. He'll spell Fivery for the moment as Greathouse will check in, the 6'3" sophomore guard. Gahan with another shot. And that shot falls for Gahan. 13-7, a 6-point advantage here for Westlake. Finley with a basketball and the right-handed dribble across the timeline. Going for the steals, KJ Adams on Brown. Brown driving. Gahan rejects his shot from the right block. Bryant able to get the offensive rebound, and he puts it back as Bryant is on the board with his first field goal. Nice job there on the offensive glass after the shot was rejected. Brown's shot wouldn't go as KJ was able to poke, Gahan was able to poke it away. But Bryant was in the right spot at the right time, and he could drive and put that ball back up in. 13-9. Now KJ in the corner, driving baseline, going up for the scoop shot. That one is good, right around the rim for KJ Adams. KJ now with 7 of the 15 for Westlake. They lead 15-9. Greathouse picks up Finley in the front court. Finley still looking. Gets it over to Jaron Brown. Brown on the left wing. Wants to reset offensively. Final minute of the first quarter. Finley trying to take Greathouse off the dribble. Drives in. Puts up the shot. No good. Bryant pulls down the offensive rebound. Now loose ball fought for on the ground. And it looks like we'll have a jump ball. And the possession arrow will belong to Cedar Ridge. Our apologies, the possession sign actually isn't on right now as Diego Schleppe will check into the ball game. The 6-foot senior guard. Schleppe, an 80% shooter inside the three-point line, a 39% shooter. So he is deadly from beyond the arc, and he's checked into the ball game here for the final 40 seconds of the first quarter. Now slipping a pass to Jordan Stone, back over to Brown. Brown trying to head fake KJ Adams. He's not falling for it. Final half minute of the first quarter. Westlake leading by 6, 15-9. Now Brown in the corner again. Bounce pass on the baseline to Bryant. Bryant beat up by Igahan, and that pass back out to Brown is tipped away by KJ Adams out of bounds. So with that, Jordan Stone looking inbound. He's going to have to run it all the way down, and Greathouse beats him for the transition bucket. He puts it up with the right hand. That's athleticism for you right there as Greathouse immediately runs down the basketball as they try to feed it to the backcourt. He intercepted and took it to the hole, 17-9. Final 10 seconds. Working for the last shot here is Swindell. Swindell driving in, loses handle. Once again, Greathouse gets it up to KJ Adams, who launches a half-court shot just inside the logo. It's no good. And Westlake has the advantage after one quarter of play. They lead Cedar Ridge here in the Bi-District Championship, 17-9. Back after this. This is Westlake basketball. We're welcome back to live coverage. KJ Adams, along with Igahan, Greathouse, Moat, and Schleppe on the floor here for Westlake as the Chaps lead 17-9 here in the Bi-District. We get the second quarter started. It's Brown, Swindell, along with Stone and Bryant on the floor for Cedar Ridge. Greathouse gets the ball at the top of the arc here. Now gets it over to the left wing to Moat. Moat now down low in the post here. Double coverage coming here on the left block. Fighting through it is KJ Adams, and he does it with ease as Adams is on the board here in the second quarter. He has 9 points in the ball game, 19-9 your score. Westlake with their largest lead. Now trying to shake off Diego Schleppe as Swindell drives in the hole. That shot rejected by Igahan. Ricochets over to Stone. Stone gets it over to Bryant. Bryant puts up the shot. That one no good. Schleppe tips away the rebound, and it falls into the hands of Jordan Stone. Now Moat takes the ball away. Moat across the timeline, beats his man, drives into the lane. Nobody wants to defend him. He puts up the shot with the left hand. He can't get it to go off the backboard. Now in transition is Cedar Ridge, looking to lob it over to Brown, and Brown is ready for the pass, but Swindell couldn't get the ball over to him in time, I should say, as Greathouse helped to cause the disruption there as Swindell lost the basketball out of bounds. Ryan Brooks checks back into the ball game for Swindell, and KJ Adams will inbound to Moat. Chaparrals, as a team, shooting 44%. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. And as a team, has grabbed 6 rebounds overall. Igahan now down low, trying to go up for a shot from the left block after he finally got control of the basketball, and he is fouled. Looks like they have called the foul on Bryant. And for Marcel Bryant, it's the 5th team foul for Cedar Ridge. First shot is up and no good for Igahan, who is 1 for 2, now 2 of 3, or excuse me, 1 of 3, as Fivery checks into the ball game. Fivery discussing defensive options here on the miss. Igahan's second shot is up and good. He has 2 in the ball game, both from the charity stripe. It's now 20-9. The lead is 11 for Westlake. Jaden Finley coming across the timeline. A casual dribble here across the logo, trying to take Jaden Greathouse, using his speed. Doesn't have it. Kicks it back up to the top of the arc to Fivery. Looking to cruise towards the elbow. Doesn't have it. Dishes it off to Brown. Brown trying to work around Schleppe. Here comes the double team. He's caught in the lane. Now kicks it out to the corner to Bryant. Bryant driving baseline. Diego Schleppe picks his pocket. Schleppe with a steal. He's trying to dribble to get away from Bryant. Kicks it over to Jaden Greathouse. Greathouse now into the corner to KJ Adams, fighting through the double team, and he fires Diego Schleppe, who had the steal, a wide open three-point shot. That one is no good, and it ricochets off the back iron and hits the metal overhang here that comes down from the rafters, signifying a dead ball. Gahan checks out of the ball game. Epic defense there as he had 2 blocks along with 2 made free throws. Preston Clark checks back in. Finley coming across the timeline, beat up here by Greathouse, stops at the right wing, kicks it over to the corner to Brown. Brown with a 3-point shot left wide open there. That one no good. Schleppe with the rebound, wants to run. He'll calm it down, now shifts it over to KJ Adams. Adams drives in. That shot is rejected, but there's a ton of contact. Didn't hear the whistle, but it is a foul. That's Bryant's second personal foul. Westlake yet to commit a foul here in the first half, as KJ strides to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good for KJ Adams, who now has 3 in the quarter. Cade Mankel and Blake Nielsen checking back into the ball game, and we see an opportunity here for Quentin Black to head to his bench. Second shot for KJ is up and good. He now has 4 in the quarter. Now into the game for Cedar Ridge is Cade Cottrell. Cottrell down low on the paint, trying to turn around in the post and doesn't have it. Loses the basketball out of bounds. It's poked away by Westlake, so it will belong. And a timeout's going to be called. Looks like a 30-second timeout. We will take it as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. Cottrell, the 6'6" sophomore post player, into the ball game, along with Jaden Finley, William Fivery, Jaron Brown, and Ryan Brooks. That's the quintet here for Cedar Ridge on the inbound, coming off the timeout. Back out to the top of the arc here to Ryan Brooks, who'll reset. Finley now trying to make a move on Mankel. Stops at the high elbow, looking for some help. Doesn't have it. Nice opportunity here to swing around is Ryan Brooks. Brooks trying to drive against Mankel in the lane with a right-handed dribble. Tries to feed down low, and that's taken away by Preston Clark and into the hands of Nielsen. Nielsen over to Moat on the right wing. Step back three-pointer. That one is good for Ian Moat. He has 5 in the ball game. 25-9, appropriate for number 25 as he drills that three-pointer, and now Westlake on a run. Now Fiverr trying to work around. Moat drives to the high elbow, working in the post, now in the paint, turn around, one-handed jumper, no good. Moat pulls down the rebound. Moat inside 5 minutes, feeds Nielsen. Nielsen sees the opening, fadeaway shot just outside the block, no good, and Jaron Brown's going to get called for the foul. That's Jaron Brown's first personal foul. In the active shooting was Nielsen, so Nielsen will go to the line. He is a 60% free throw shooter during the regular season. And the right-handed shooter drills the first one. He has 4 points in the game, 1 of 1 from the line, and now Ernest Swindell checking back into the ball game as Brown will take a seat. 17 fouls, so we are in the bonus already here for Cedar Ridge. No team fouls on Westlake just yet as Nielsen fires up his second opportunity, and that one is good. So Nielsen with 5 points in the ball game. 27-9 your score. Brown coming across the timeline. Swindell now with the basketball over to the right wing. Kicks it back out to Brooks. Brooks gets it over to Fivery. Fivery now feeds Brooks back over to Finley. Finley with the left-handed dribble. Stops at the high elbow and retreats to reset the half-court offense, waiting for a screen, doesn't have it. Nice defense there by Mankel. He drives in, bounce pass, catches Fivery, and there is another steal as now on the opportunity on the transition, Moat tried to feed KJ Adams. Adams able to chase down the loose ball in transition. Moat gets a cross-court pass, drives into the lane, tries to put up a shot. It's altered. And KJ Adams able to pick up the loose ball and reset the offense. Mankel now at the top of the arc from the left wing. That one is good as Cade Mankel was left about 3 feet of room on the left wing and fired up a three-pointer. That one's good. He has 5 in the game, and it's now 30-9. as Westlake has erupted here offensively in the second quarter. Finley stops at the high right elbow, hands it off to Brooks. Brooks trying to drive against Mankel. Mankel now comes over from the double team with help from Preston Clark. Turnaround jumper is not there for Ryan Brooks, and it's a rebound for Westlake. Mankel trying to drive in, kicks it out to Moat. Moat looking into the post, lob down low to the left block to KJ Adams. Adams with the turnaround, and that shot is rejected. He gets his own rebound, and again, he is rejected. He picks up his own offensive board and finally completes the layup. 6 points in the quarter for KJ Adams. It's 32-9. Back-to-back offensive rebounds here in the final 3 minutes of the first half. Winding down. On the right wing is William Favre trying to find Finley. Now gets Swindell at the top of the arc. Swindell trying to dribble drive into the lane on Moat. Swings around with a turnaround jumper. That one no good. Now the rebound put back here by Cottrell is good. Cade Cottrell on the board here in the second quarter with his first bucket. And that one, as Cottrell gets it to fall, breaks a huge scoring drought. With 2:35 left in the first half, Cedar Ridge finally get to double digits on the scoreboard. Mank on the left wing. Now he feeds to the left block. The double team comes. KJ Adams has the ball poked away from him again. And it's touched out of bounds last by Ryan Brooks. Marcel Bryant will check back into the ball game. Cottrell will take a seat. Also into the ball game now for Westlake, Donovan Santoro Simmons, 6'7" junior guard. Moat gets it over to Mankel, who taps it out to Santoro. Moat almost had the ball stolen away from him by Ernest Swindell, but Moat able to control it. Working around to Santoro's screen, trying to stop at the high post, gets it over to the left wing to Mankel. Mankel now feeds Nielsen. Nielsen drives to the baseline, puts up the shot, it's no good. And Brooks pulls down the rebound. Now Favre into the open court here. 32-11 your score, 2:25. Now Favre driving in, kicks out to the left wing to Bryant. Bryant driving in, that shot no good, but he is fouled. Lots of contact as the double team came into the paint. And the foul is going to be called. So Donovan Santoro picks up the team's first foul with his first personal. Bryant strides to the line. The first shot is up and no good for Marcel Bryant. Connor McManus and Jaden Greathouse will check in here for Mankel and Nielsen. Also checking back in for Cedar Ridge, Jordan Stone. Stone, Swindell, Finley heads to the bench as Favre is in the ballgame along with Brooks. Second shot for Marcel Bryant is good. He has 3 points in the ballgame, 32-12. It's a 20-point advantage for Westlake. It's been as high as 21. Greathouse. Touch pass over to McManus. Swindell almost stole the basketball, but Moat was able to clear it out and regain control of the basketball in the backcourt. He comes into the front court, working around a Preston Clark screen. Step back, long two-pointer. That shot altered. Clark able to get the loose ball. Fires over to Moat. Moat elevates for a three-pointer from the right corner, and that one is no good. Santoro fought for the rebound, thought he might have had it, and he was unfortunately the last man to touch it. As Clark checks out, KJ Adams checks back in after the brief breather here in the first half. Point advantage here as Swindell trying to work against Jaden Greathouse. Fires over to the baseline about 18 feet away for Ryan Brooks. Brooks drives in, puts in the finger roll. He gets the shot to fall, and he's fouled. So count the bucket. As I believe that's Santoro's second personal foul. Let's see who it's against. And I believe that is the case. Waiting for a little bit more definitive call, but Santoro charged with the team's second foul. First shot is up and no good. The second shot is up and no good here for Brooks. KJ Adams dribbling down towards the baseline, feeds Ian Moat from the right wing. That one no good. Rebound cleared out here by Ryan Brooks. Elevated three-point shot here from Favre from the corner. Long carom rebound. He chases it down himself, does Favre. Now gets it back over here to Jordan Stone. Stone elevates from the right wing. That three-pointer, no good. 32-14. Your score as Moat with 105 is D'd up here right at the logo across the timeline by Swindell. McManus here on the left wing, trying to work his way out towards KJ Adams to the top of the arc. Adams holding the basketball, dishes it off to Jaden Greathouse. Quick pass over to Moat. Moat with a crossover dribble, drives in, puts up the shot. He is hammered there by Ryan Brooks. And Ian will go to the line to shoot two. Hard foul there by Ryan Brooks. So Moat will go to the line to shoot two. 68% free throw shooter during the regular season. The senior point guard averaging just over 11 points per ball game, 3 boards per ball game, along with 3 assists. He has 26 steals coming into this one, and his first free throw shot caroms off the front iron. No good for Moat. Cade Cottrell checks back in here as Ryan Brooks is sent to the bench here after that hard foul against Moat. Moat with a couple of dribbles, fires up his second shot, and that one is good for Ian. 6 points in the ball game for Mo, 33-14, final 45 seconds here in the first half. Westlake with a commanding lead. Swindell trying to make a move against Greathouse, doesn't have it, gets it over to Fivery. Fivery trying to dribble drive down in the paint, has the ball knocked away from him, but a reach-in foul is going to be called against Westlake. This will be on the floor, so no free throws here. And the foul is going to be called on Jaden Greathouse. Actually, they're going to call it on Ian Moat. It's his first personal foul. Third team foul for Westlake. So 33-14, and Fivery will inbound the basketball underneath his own hoop. Looking for some effort here. Lob to Bryant. Bryant on the right wing working against KJ Adams. Hands the ball off down low. Driving baseline is Jordan Stone. Lobs it back out to the top. Poked away momentarily by Greathouse. Now Clark gets a handle on it, but somehow Cedar Ridge able to keep it in play. Kicks it over to Fivery from the left wing. Long three-point shot from the corner. No good. Connor McManus had the rebound, but the back of his shoe hit the baseline. So it's a turnover there as McManus was kind of caught right there without some real estate to work with on the carom from the three-point shot from Fivery in the corner. So on the inbound, Jordan Stone feeds Fivery, trying to work around Moat. Doesn't have it. Gives it up to Swindell at the top of the arc. Step back three-pointer on Greathouse, and he drills it. Nice job there creating space as Swindell knocks down his first field goal. That's a three-pointer. It's 33-17. Final 2 seconds. KJ with the shot from the left wing. That one just caroms out. And the Chaparrals will head to the locker room up 33-17 over Cedar Ridge. Swindell with 3 points. Fivery with 5 points. Bryant with 3. Brooks with 3. And Cade Cottrell with 2. And they start here, moving right to left in their purple uniforms. Brooks trying to shake around Preston Clark. Can't do it in the high post. Kicks it over to Bryant. Bryant spots up for a three-pointer. That one no good. Mo pulls down the rebound. We're 20 seconds into this one, and Westlake already with an offensive possession. Nielsen comes across the timeline after the pass from Moat. Moat trying to work around a Clark screen. Doesn't have it. Drives down the baseline. Creates some space. Launch pass. Actually hits the bottom of the rim, and Moat goes down. Finley on the other end. Dribble drives through a double team and manages to scoop it in with the left hand. Mo finally getting up, and he says he's okay. Right hand went up with a thumbs up as Finley adds his first points of the ball game. 33-19, and Mo a little ginger there as he will kind of jog off the floor. Jaden Greathouse will check in, so I have to see if Mo's okay. But Greathouse will check in here for the time being in the opening 45 seconds. Cody Watkins, head trainer here for Westlake, checking on Moat as he recovers on the bench area. Greathouse comes across the timeline, dribble drives against his defender, Ernest Swindell, launches it over to the left wing. KJ Adams' three-point shot's no good, and Cade Mankel is there for the board on the offensive glass. Cade Mankel with a finger roll. This is going to be an offensive foul on Cade Mankel. They call the charge on Cade. That's his first personal foul, first team foul for Westlake. He elevated from the left block, tried to spin that ball into the cylinder there, and unfortunately for Cade Mankel, he just made too much contact. Good defense there down on the baseline by Cedar Ridge. Finley comes across the timeline for the Raiders, looks at a step back three, decides against it, hands it off to Fivery. Fivery dribbles down into the lane, step back, little one-handed runner is good from 8 feet away for William Fivery. He has 7 points in the ballgame. So a 4-0 run here to start things off for Cedar Ridge. KJ. Cross-court pass over to Mankel. Frees up Greathouse. Greathouse wide open here for a three-point shot from the left wing. That one no good. Nielsen fighting for the rebound, but collecting the loose ball on the other end is Finley. Finley trying to drive in. Gives it up to Swindell. Jump shot from the high right elbow, and that one is good. Ernest Swindell with his first points. He has 5 in the ball game, and all of a sudden, it's a 10-point advantage. 33-23 as Cedar Ridge put on a 6-0 run. Mankel, lob pass down low to Preston Clark. He puts up the shot. It's no good. The offensive board is there for KJ Adams. He puts up the shot. It's no good. Adams gets his own rebound and collects the bucket right on top of the rim. He has 15 points in the ballgame. 35-23. The lead is 12. It's been as high as 21. Finley driving down the left side of the lane. Puts up the shot. That one's no good, but Brooks is there for the putback. He has 5 in the game. Greathouse getting it over to KJ Adams. Back to a 10-point advantage here as fighting tooth and nail are the Raiders. 3-point shot here from KJ Adams from the left wing. No good. Preston Clark pulls down, get another offensive rebound. Cade Mankel now finds Nielsen in the corner. 3-point shot. That one no good off the front iron. Swindell skies for the rebound on the left block. Double knee braced Swindell comes across the timeline here into the high post. Kicks it out to Fivery. Fivery for a three-pointer, and that one is good. As I will tell you what, folks, it is now inside double digits for the first time since the first quarter. 5 minutes left. Nielsen stays on the floor along with Mankel, Clark. Schleppe's checked into the ball game now as KJ Adams remains in the game. Starting 5 still on the floor here for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Schleppe with the right-handed dribble, looking to work against Finley. Coming across the timeline, gives it over to Mankel on the right wing. Moving left to right of the Westlake Chaparrals. KJ Adams hands it off to Diego Schleppe, who finds Nielsen. Nielsen wide open for a moment, but a touch pass in to KJ Adams. And the left-handed jump shot here from the left block is no good. Diego Schleppe fought for a moment there, tried to upend that defensive rebound from Cedar Ridge and poked it out of bounds. They will opt to have Ryan Brooks inbound the basketball, make that William Fivery will inbound the basketball to Finley. 35-28, and it's an 11-2 run here for Cedar Ridge. Finley driving down the right side of the lane, picks up Fivery. Fivery on Mankel, dribble drives with the head fake, double team, puts up the shot with the left hand. That one is no good. Rebound fought for by Brooks, and Brooks counters with an offensive board. It's now a 5-point game, folks. It's been as high as 21. Moat looking to get back into the ball game after being injured in the opening offensive possession. Mankel gets it over to Schleppe. Schleppe down low here to KJ Adams. Back over to Schleppe, over to Mankel. Mankel to the corner to Nielsen. Nielsen with a 3-point shot. That one falls for Blake Nielsen. His second 3-pointer in the ball game, and he has 8 points in the contest. Back up to an 8-point lead, 38-30, with Moat patiently waiting for the next dead ball. Now Swindell on the right wing, looking to shake and bake around Nielsen. Drives into the lane, doesn't have a shot. Stops just outside the left part of the lane, now trying to feed Bryant. Bryant dribble drives into the lane, kicks out to Finley. Finley with a 3-pointer. That one no good off the front iron. Preston Clark collects the rebound. Schleppe into the front court to Mankel. Mankel inside to Clark. Clark getting back on defense, dishes it off to KJ Adams, who throws it down with 2 hands. A huge bucket there as Westlake now has it back up to a 10-point advantage. A 5-0 run here to create some distance between the Raiders, 40-30. Now back up to Bryant at the top of the arc, drives in with some speed, hands up there defensively for KJ Adams as the two collide. It's a foul on KJ, as Bryant will go to the line to shoot 2. Actually, they're going to go ahead and call that the contact happened as he leapt up in the air. KJ kind of came in on the back end of that play, so the foul is going to be called on Preston Clark. That's his first personal foul. Team's second foul here in the second half as Bryant goes to the line. His first shot is no good, as Bryant is 1 for 3 from the line. Igahan checks in here for Preston Clark, and Moat is back into the ball game here. He checks in for Diego Schleppe. You mentioned Bryant 1 of 3 from the line. His second shot is up, and it's no good. Nielsen skies for the rebound. 10-point advantage here. It's in as high as 21. KJ coming across the timeline here on the left wing, looking for help from Igahan. Finally gets it, drives into the lane. Shot is off as he loses the basketball. Bryant collects the loose ball. Now driving, looking to lower the shoulder against Mankel and turns the ball over. No foul called, but Moat comes away with the loose ball. Moat from the right wing, looking to lob it inside, doesn't have it. Cross-court corner pass to Nielsen, who drives to the baseline. Elevates, does Blankety. Knocks it in. Nice job there, 5 points in the quarter. And now Cedar Ridge wants to talk about it as Nielsen had an open three shot from the corner, realized that the help wasn't there defensively, drove right down the baseline to put up the shot. Excellent decision there made by the senior guard. So it's Mankel, McManus, Igehan, along with Moat and KJ Adams. Starting five still in the ball game here for Cedar Ridge with 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Finley gets it over to Fivery. Fivery trying to dribble drive. Finds Brooks all alone. That shot rejected by Igehan, his third block of the game. Moat coming across the timeline, trying to take his man off the dribble. Loses handle on the ball. Now retreats back to the logo to regroup on the half court. Feeds McManus. McManus. Now Igehan. Igehan lobs it down to KJ Adams, who finds Moat in the corner. Good ball movement. Left wing three-point shot here from Mankel. That one no good. And Swindell pulls down the rebound across the timeline. Swindell trying to take it all the way. Now dishes off to Brooks. Brooks with a nice conversion there. He has 6 points in the quarter, 9 in the game, 42-32, and that's a nice look there by Ernest Swindell. Little no-look pass to the left post. Now McManus feeds KJ Adams on the right wing. Adams D'd up here by Bryant. Cross-court pass on the left wing. Now taking the three-point shot is Moat, and Moat drills it. His second three-pointer of the ball game. He has 9 points, 45-32, a 13-point lead here for Westlake in the final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Now trying to take Westlake on the dribble is Finley. Finley kicks it back out. Top of the arc three-point shot here for Swindell. That one is no good, and it kicks out of bounds. Nielsen will check in for Mankel. The sub coming in here for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. As getting an opportunity to play here for the first time is Tanner Fitch, a 6-foot senior forward. Fitch in the ball game. KJ over to Moat. Moat down low to Igehan. Double team comes. He puts up the off-balance shot. It's no good, and Igehan is fouled. So with that, Tanner Fitch checks into the ball game and immediately picks up his first personal foul. That's the first team foul here for Cedar Ridge in the second half. And the first free throw shot is up and no good for Nakari Igehan. 6'8" forward is 2 of 5. And it looks like it's going to be a lane violation here called against Westlake. So that'll wave off the shot. 0 for 2 on that stretch from the free throw line for Igehan. 45-32 your score. Finley will bring the basketball up. Still just one sub in the ball game for Cedar Ridge as Fitch is on the floor, starting 4. Now, Fivery getting an opportunity here in the corner. Launches up for a three-point shot, and that one is good. His second one of the quarter. He has 8 in the quarter and 11 in the game. 45-35. Final 45 seconds here in the third quarter. Westlake with McManus in the ball, trying to work around an Igehan screen. Now gives it over to the corner to KJ Adams. Adams, cross-court pass to Nielsen, who's been hot. Nielsen from the right corner this time. Doesn't make it, but McManus pulls down the offensive rebound. He spots up from the corner after feeding Moat. Moat back over to McManus, and McManus drills the three-point shot. 6'4" junior guard shoots 46% from beyond the arc, and he just paved way for another 13-point advantage here as Fitch is caught in the corner defensively, loses control of the basketball, dives for the ball, and loses it out of bounds. Looking for contact from the official, and Wesley Williams looks right at him and says, no dice. So now, in the final 5 seconds, Moat moving the ball quickly up court. Now backs up, last second shot at the buzzer here. That three-pointer is no good. Now into the open floor here is Fitch, and Fitch won't have an opportunity to release the ball as the buzzer sounds. That'll do it for the third quarter of play. We'll be right back after this timeout. Westlake leading Cedar Ridge by 13, 48-35. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. 48-35 your score. Westlake with the lead over Cedar Ridge here in the Vine District crowd. It'll be McManus, Moat, Adams, Igehan, Nielsen on the floor here for Westlake. It'll be Swindell along with Finley, Fivery, Brooks, and Bryant for Cedar Ridge. Starting 5. McManus trying to stay hot. He feeds to the corner, and McManus drills another three-pointer, and he starts the fourth quarter off hot. Westlake up now 16, 51-35. Two big free three-pointers here for McManus in the second half. Closes out the third quarter and starts the fourth quarter raining threes from that right corner. Now Swindell trying to work around McManus, elevates in the lane. That shot is no good, but a foul away from the basketball. Fouls on Connor McManus, his first personal foul. And that's the third team foul, and that foul occurred on the floor. So Swindell will inbound the basketball underneath his own hoop, gets it over to Fivery. Fivery trying to work baseline, doesn't have it, kicks it back out here to Brooks. Brooks trying to drive baseline against DeGahan. That ball is tipped by KJ Adams in an attempt to feed Bryant in the left corner. And it will be Cedar Ridge basketball. And again, Fivery will inbound the basketball here. Looks like Swindell will take those honors now. 7:18 to play in the ball game. Fighting for a berth in the area championship round. Swindell looking to inbound here on the left corner. Coming in to the lane as Brooks feeds Bryant. Bryant wide open for a three-point shot. That one no good. McManus pulls down the rebound. McManus gets it over to KJ. Casual dribble across the timeline for the senior. He feeds McManus at the top of the arc to reset the half-court offense into the high post to KJ Adams. Adams with a dribble tries to feed Nielsen on the baseline, and that pass picked off by Fivery. Now Fivery gets it over to Bryant. Bryant elevating in the transition, can't convert as KJ was able to get back on defense and kind of tip the basketball and create enough of nuisance there. But Bryant couldn't get body control to solidify that transition bucket. Now Mo feeding McManus. McManus with the hot hand from the corner. 3 straight three-pointers for Connor McManus. 54-35, and just like that, the Shaps lead has increased by 19. 54-35. Picking up his dribble at the high right post here is Finley. Finley on the transition, trying to work his way over to Fivery. Fivery with a wild shot that ricochets off the backboard. It didn't even catch iron. It caught the other side of the window. And Nielsen tried to elevate for the rebound, and when it caromed in an awkward fashion, had to kind of duck away from the basketball. It still made contact with him. So with the inbound, Fivery hands it off to Finley. Finley will reset with 6 minutes to play. Huge run here for Westlake. Elevating is Finley. Finley puts up the shot from the left block. That one is no good. Rebound fought for, and they're going to call it goaltend, I believe. Yep, that is the case. They're going to count that bucket. That is a goaltend. And I believe it will count for Fivery, who put up the shot. As Gahan's hand kind of made contact there with the net that altered the rim just a bit. So 54-37, KJ Adams with the basketball, trying to dribble through traffic. Now finds Gahan on the left block. He puts up the shot. That shot no good underneath the basket, but once again, Gahan will go to the line to shoot 2. So Bryant picks up his third personal foul. That is the second team foul here in the second half for Cedar Ridge. And Gahan, who's had his struggles from the line, he is 2 of 6. Make that 2 of 7 now. The 50% free throw shooter trying to get it together here. Second shot for Gahan is up and no good, and Brooks pulls down the rebound. 54-37 your score, 5:42 remaining in the ballgame. Coming across the timeline here, and now a timeout's going to be called. This is a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. Starting 5 back in for Cedar Ridge. Finley looking to work against McManus here, working around a screen from Brooks, gets the pass down to Bryant. Bryant operating against Gahan. Gahan defending well, but Bryant able to put it in from the left block. His first points of the second half. He has 5 in the ballgame. 54-39. Adams with the basketball, dribbles between the legs, gets it over to McManus. McManus lead up by Swindell, into the high post here to Gahan. Gahan looking to make a move with the left hand, kicks it back out to Adams. Adams feeds Gahan again, turns around in the lane. That shot is good with the right hand. Nice look for KJ Adams down low, keeping Gahan's spirits high as he fights through the double team there at point blank range just beneath the rim. 56-39. As Finley looks to work around a Brooks screen, doesn't have it in the zone defense. Now Fiver gets loose at the right wing from NBA range, converts. William Fivery with his third three-pointer of the half. He has 5 in the quarter. 13 in the second half alone. Gahan able to sneak in the back door there on the baseline, fed nicely there down low by McManus. So Gahan with a pair of buckets here in the fourth quarter, back up to a 58-42 lead. Fivery driven down the lane, puts up the nice finger roll there, and it scoots in off the back iron. So Fivery having a whale of a fourth quarter, a whale of a second half after dropping 5 in the first half. 58-44. Adams with a cross-court pass to Moat. Down low to Gahan. Here comes the double team. He puts it up with the right hand. And once again, Gahan converts from the right block. 6 straight points for Nagari Gahan. 60-44. Lead back up to 16. Now flying in with speed is Jaden Finley. He drives right into the lane and finishes immediately with the left hand. He's 4 points in the half. 4 points in the game overall. Adams looking to lob down low, staying with the hot hand. Gahan this time is going to walk with the basketball. Finley took a swipe at it and made contact with the ball, and that's when he picked up that foot. Nielsen will check in. Mankel will head into the ball game as Nielsen getting high fives from his teammates here. Vivery getting the ball into Swindell. We do have a sub here for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Jordan Stone on the floor now for the Raiders. Swindell caught in the left block, feeds out Fivery. Fivery staying hot, working against Mankel. Nice little finger roll as he works around Mankel. And Fivery is hot for the Raiders. Keeping him in it. 60-48 with 3:10 to play. In this fourth quarter, Fivery has converted 9 points in the quarter alone. Mankel now gets it over to the Al Bennett logo, KJ Adams. Adams forced out of the holding pattern there as he gets it over to Moat, back over to McManus, over to Mankel. Mankel right in front of the bench. Gets it over to Moat. 2:45 and the clock moving here in the fourth quarter. 12-point advantage here for Westlake. Now back over to Mankel as Moat kicks it back out to KJ Adams. Bit of a four-corner opportunity here for Westlake to waste some time. Moat trying to work against Stone. Now a reach-in foul is going to be called. Just the third team foul. So with that, I believe that's Jordan Stone's first personal foul. Both teams with 3 team fouls. McManus trying to lob it into KJ Adams. Adams D'd up by Bryant, hands it off to McManus. McManus with a behind-the-back dribble, and now another reach-in foul here, this time by William Fivery. So 4 team fouls here, and that's going to bring in Tanner Fitch again. Senior forward will check in here for Fivery. Fivery's going to have to take a seat here momentarily. 60-48, a 12-point advantage here for Westlake. It's been as high as 21. In this half, as high as 19. Now a reach-in foul on Bryant as Fitch and Bryant both try to switch. So it's going to be called on Bryant. That is his 4th personal foul. 5th team foul here is trying to conserve as much clock as possible is Cedar Ridge. McManus looking to inbound here to Moat. Once again, Fitch reaching in for the foul to create the opportunity so they can create more possessions. 1 more foul gets us into the bonus. Well, Westlake will have to shoot the 1-and-1, which will give an opportunity for a possession here. 1 more foul is expected as Mankel, once again, Fitch is awarded the foul, and he has done his duty as the foul enforcer there. He'll check out for Fivery. Fitch had fouls to give, and he gives 2 in that possession alone. So now a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Cade Mankel. Mankel on the season, a 71% free throw shooter, has yet to go to the line. This evening, he has 5 points in the ball game. A few dribbles with the right hand, puts up the first shot on the 1-and-1 and converts. So Mankel now with 6 points in the ball game. Will shoot free throws the rest of the way when Cedar Ridge commits a foul. 61-48, 2:21 to play here in the fourth quarter. Second shot is up and good for Mankel. Now Swindell will inbound here to Fivery. Fivery over to Finley. Finley with 2:18, racing up the court. Stops at the three-point line. Now into the high post. Gets it back over to Fivery. Fivery trying to work around Mankel. Behind the back dribble. Doesn't go. Dribbles into the lane. Feeds Swindell. Swindell with a head fake. Walk with the basketball. No call. Moat there. Now back over to Finley. Finley with an 18-footer. That one a line drive. It's no good. Mankel pulls down the rebound. 2 minutes to play. And the Shaps up 62-48. 14-point advantage here as Finley trying to strip Mankel. Can't do it. Now he'll try to reach in and foul him, and he does. So Mankel will go back to the line. So Finley picks up his first personal foul here, and Mankel will go back to the line. He's 2 of 2. First shot is up and good for Mankel. Key free throws here at the end of the ball game to kind of keep this one at bay. 11-1 run in the third quarter. Got Cedar Ridge within 5. And Westlake took over, and Mankel hot from the free throw line. He's made all 4. 9 points to the ball game here for Mankel. Now Finley over to Fivery. Fivery launching an NBA 3. That one kisses off the front iron. Bryant with the offensive rebound, and now a foul is going to be called on Gahan. That is Gahan's first personal foul, the third team foul for Westlake. And Fivery looking to inbound the basketball here. Back out to Finley. Finley will reset with 1:39 to play. Finley with a behind-the-back dribble, drives in the lane, puts up a shot with the left hand, and that one gets to go. And a timeout's been called by Quentin Black. Head coach for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. We'll take a quick timeout. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. We welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake basketball. Baseball pass down court from KJ Adams. Connects with Cade Mankel. Now reaching foul to be called here on the road. So they're trying to stop the clock here after the timeout. So Mankel will again go to the line. As Gahan checks in for Preston Clark. Fitch will check out for Bryant. And Mankel will head to the line. He is 4 of 4 from the charity stripe all here in the fourth quarter. As he has been the target to try to create some extra opportunities here for Cedar Ridge. The front end of the 1-and-1 is no good for Mankel. His first miss. Now Swindell into the front court. Back over to Fiver. Fiver trying to make a move around Mankel. Elevates in the lane. Puts up a high layup. And that one kisses off the very top of the backboard for Fiver. He has been absolutely spectacular here offensively. Now Moat across the timeline. And Bryant's going to foul him. And that should do it for Bryant. I believe that's his 5th personal foul. And that is the case. And for Marcel Bryant, still has a senior campaign next year. But the 6'5" junior forward is fouled out of the ball game. So checking in for him will be Jaron Brown. Marcel Bryant with a nice hand from the Cedar Ridge faithful that have made the drive from Round Rock. And Ian Moat will head to the line to shoot 2 shots here into the double bonus. So Moat, a 68% free throw shooter in the regular season, is 1 of 3 from the line tonight. Second shot is up and no good as Moat misses them both, but they're going to call a lane violation against Westlake. So Cedar Ridge gets the ball with 1:10 to play. And the lead right now is 12, 64-52. Finley coming across the timeline. Finley driving down the right side of the lane. Elevates against Mankel. That shot elevated and kicked around here by Gahan, and now a foul's going to be called, I believe, on Westlake. As Brooks hit the ground, McManus pulled down the rebound. Bakari Gahan's going to pick up his second personal foul, so the possession will stay here with Cedar Ridge. Finley now with the basketball. A rifle pass there from Brooks. Tries to get it back to Brooks down on the block, and that pass too low. Brooks couldn't dig it out, so it's a turnover. 56 seconds remain in the ball game. Preston Clark going to check back into the ball game here for the final minute as Gahan checks out. Nice night for Gahan. 6 points in the early operations of the fourth quarter. Now a cross-court pass here to Mankel. Mankel stops at the left elbow, and now another reach-in foul is going to be called as Fiver just checks him there, right at the top of the left elbow. And more free throws coming for Mankel. Four of 6 from the charity stripe is Mankel. His first shot is up and good. All of his points scored in the fourth quarter have been from the charity stripe. And he has an even 10 points in the ballgame. Second shot is up and good. 66-52, back up to a 14-point advantage here for Westlake. Ivory now an NBA three-pointer from the top of the arc. That one doesn't even catch nylon on the way by, and it's last touched out of bounds by Cedar Ridge. KJ Adams will inbound the basketball. We've seen back-to-back baseball passes down court to try to avoid the reach-in foul. He fakes it this time, gets it over to Mankel. Mankel D'd up here by Swindell. Back over to KJ Adams. Swindell is going to foul him this time around. And KJ will go to the line to shoot 2. KJ an even 5 and 5 from the line. He's been dormant offensively after scoring 2 points in the third quarter. He has 15 in the ballgame. Hasn't had to do much as Connor McManus outside shooting has really sparked the offense here. And of course, Mankel's free throws. KJ makes his first free throw, and we see kind of a line change here as it looks like a number of players are going to get the opportunity to get on the court for the final 41 seconds here. As Jordan Stone will stay in the ball game. You see Peyton Doolin, the 5'11 freshman guard, checking in. Looks like Doolin's going to check out momentarily here. Also checking into the ball game is Reed Thurkelson, 5'11 junior guard. Ian Moat's going to check out as Jaden Greathouse checks in. That'll do it as these gentlemen play their final home game here at Albany Court. Second free throw, no good. Rebound by Jaron Brown. Also back into the ball game here for Cedar Ridge is Cade Cottrell. Now Brown driving in, elevating, puts up the shot with the right hand. That one's no good. McManus pulls down the rebound. Final half minute here for Westlake as they punch their ticket to the area championship. They're up by 15 points. As KJ will lob it over to Cade Mankel, and he'll watch the clock just tick off. Pass it back over to KJ Adams, and that should do it. D'd up here momentarily by Brown. Brown trying to knock out the ball to no avail. And the final 5 seconds will tick off the clock here as Cedar Ridge has accepted their fate. That'll do it. Westlake victorious in the bi-district round, trying to avenge their area championship loss from a year ago, 61-59 against Warren, as Westlake will move on to the area championship with a 67-52 win over Cedar Ridge.